now onto our next movie, which is a horror movie called The Haunting of Sharon Tate. This stars Hilary Duff, and basically, if you guys don't know if you don't know who Sharon Tate was, um, like basically she was a victim of the Manson murders. If you got like of this guy named Charles Manson who had a cult, a cult of people who would just murder people. It was not a good time in the '60s, or like when it came to Charles Manson and his little weird cult, and Sharon Tate was the wife of Roman Polanski, who in recent years, well, not really recent years, but for about 20 years is a good reason why you guys haven't heard of him. Uh, just look up Roman Polanski. You're not gonna like what you find. But basically, this is The Haunting of Sharon Tate is a depiction of the Manson murders, but from a supernatural perspective. Yup. This movie takes the real life Manson murders that actually happened and makes it look like there were like supernatural elements. Like Charles Manson sometimes appearing in a mirror, but then when you turn around, he's not there anymore. It's like that weird shit. And look, my opinion of this movie isn't based on the real life tragedy that happened, because movies and real life are completely different. Completely different. Movies should be really good movies, and if it is based on a true story, you're going to have to take some liberties. There are things where that can go too far, like when an executive at like when a studio executive suggested that Harriet Tubman be played by the very white Julia Roberts. Yeah, okay, that goes too far. But that's because being African American was very integral to Harriet Tubman. So my opinion, my opinion of The Haunting of Sharon Tate has nothing to do with the real life tragedy, because hey, movies are movies, and they should be different from real life, because again, if it works for the narrative. Here's the bad news. I thought The Haunting of Sharon Tate was just a terrible, terrible horror movie. I mean, this was awful. Oh my god. Like, it has all the really stupid stuff you see in horror movies where jump scare, oh wait, it's just a character that we've already seen, and they're not the bad guys, it's just one of the friends just creates a jump scare. And of course, as in bad horror movies, the characters make the worst decisions humanly possible, especially like, for example, when there's an intense scene and there's a gun that they could easily grab, but they don't grab the gun. They just leave it behind. I'm like, you idiots. And there's also things like, I don't know. It's just, this is a really, really awful movie. It's really awful. The acting in it is just not good. It's not believable, really. And, like, probably the part, again, man, I'm trying to think of things to talk about in this movie without spoilers, at least. Like, it is really hard to describe this film, really. But one thing one of the probably dumbest aspects of the movie was that I think this is one of the worst edited horror movies, like maybe one of the worst edited movies I've seen in a good long while. The editing in this is so terrible. Like, there's a scene, there's a couple of scenes where characters are saying, or there's like intense scenes where characters are saying things, and there'll be like four different camera angles in one sentence. That's how rapid the editing is, and it's not even clever rapid editing. It's just really sloppy and really dumb. God, I just don't understand. Like, ugh, God. I don't know. I'm already running out of things to say about The Haunting of Sharon Tate. This movie just has really, really stupid characters, really, really bad editing. It has And again, I just again, my opinion of this movie has nothing to do with the real life tragedy, but wow, I'm actually really running out of things to talk about with the haunting of Sharon Tate. It's just, ugh. Right, I still think Norm in the North, Keys to the Kingdom, is my number one worst movie of the year. But right now, The Haunting of Sharon Tate currently sits at number two. Again, I do have to see more movies, but right now, Haunting of Sharon Tate is at number two. So, yuck. If you have Amazon Prime, it's on there. I don't suggest watching it, but I mean, if you're someone like me who tries to watch the best of the best and the worst of the worst, then go for it, I guess.